here we go. Lee Wood versus Michael Conlon. Wood gets the TKO in the 12th. I thought it was more of a KO, but officially it's a TKO. I guess the ref stopped it before Michael went out of the ring, but I mean,
no. If you actually look at the ref waving it off, he actually waves it off as he's looking down on Michael Conlon, like, "Are you getting up, bro? Like, what's going on here?" And he was just out, bro.
He was out. Dude, hey, man.
Early contender for fight of the year right there. If you guys have the zone and they still have it on there, do yourself a favor and tune into that fight, because Colin versus my early contender for fight of the year so far right now, and knockout of the year so far.
Yeah, hey, Jose Rendon, Team Ruckus, what's up, big dog? Shout outs to Jose Rendon. No. I'm honest. Me and Stacks were actually texting during the fight. Yeah, I had Michael still winning the fight.
Michael was winning the fight. Yes, he was.
I had him winning. I had him winning all the way to 12 until he got dropped, dog. I mean, I don't know. Go ahead, Jimmy. Jimmy, let him know what's up, man.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hey, man, I'm sorry I'm late, man. I got a little bit of an issue here at the house, man, but getting it resolved. Man, what's going on, man? How's everybody doing, man? Shout outs to Fernando, shout outs to Stacks, shout outs to my boy Ruckus, man. It's always exciting to get on and talk boxing, man.
And if you guys just joining us, have never met him before, this is Mr. Jimmy Blue, Mr. All Access Boxing, straight out of Dallas, Texas, man. Thank you again for coming on to the show, Jimmy, man. It's always wonderful to have you on. I know you were substituting for me a couple weeks ago, man, so thank you for that.
Man, it's all good. It's all love, man. It's all love and respect.
It was a better show with you on it, Jimmy. It was a better show with you on it.
Hey, probably was, bro.
Hey, first all caliente today. All right. With that said, man, anybody has more opinions on the Lee Wood and Michael Conlon fight before we?
Yeah, let me touch a little bit on it, bro. I kind of, like I said, I joined in a little bit late, man, but you know, it's one of those things, bro. We kind of get it. We you know, it's nothing better, bro, in my opinion, when we get a chance to see those types of fights, those types of action, especially when it's in the UK or overseas, when it's in the middle of the day, brother, because I'm telling you, man, that was one of the most dramatic fights that I've ever witnessed. And I was just blessed enough to get a chance to see it. And man, bro, these guys were slugging it out. And it's one of those things that it left me wanting more, bro. And just like the whole ending, bro, it felt like a movie. You understand what I'm saying? So it was like, man, I was really, truly hoping that Conlon was going to be okay, man, because, you know, you start getting all these kinds of thoughts that run through your mind.
Right.
And, you know, I thought DAZN did a really good job. To me, what really sold that fight, brother, was the commentary. Getting a chance to listen to, you know, the broadcasters from Great Britain, it just gave it that extra salsa, that extra crema. You know what I mean? And man, I have to give those guys, man, all the credit in the world.
Grind my gears. I got something for you, Jimmy. Thank you for bringing that up, because that's what I'm gonna be hitting on, bro. But
I got something that grinds my gears right now. We didn't do a grind my gears last year because your ass is rushing through everything. and I had a good one too, thanks to Stacks last week. But nah, you messed it up. You messed it up.
I know. That's why I made sure that I let everybody know. Have your topics ready for this one, man. I forgot about that. And with that said, welcome to the Boxing Rundown. I'm your host, Boxing Ruckus, along with who wants to go first?
The angry, always violent, lyrically with my freaking flows, whatever, it don't matter. Burn, baby. Come at me, get at me.
Hey, Steve is saying you never seen him to leave.
I did. He's in there, bro. Oh, but I'll send it to him again right now. Go ahead, Stacks.
Oh, go ahead, Jimmy, man. He's our guest. Go for it, man.
It's your boy, Jimmy Blue, Mr. All Access Elite Boxing, reporting live from Dallas, Texas. Want to thank each and everybody tuning in tonight to talk boxing with my boy Ruckus. Stacks, already Fernando. We're ready to talk boxing. We're ready to get after it, baby. Let's go. Drop your questions. Drop your comments in the comments section, baby.
All right. Of course, Big Stack, Supreme Boxing, with the team, Fern, Ruckus, and thank you, Jimmy Blue, for joining us tonight, man. We're going to have another guest here in a few minutes. So, man, you know, the dream team right here.
Oh, yeah, it's a dream team today, man.
Pretty much. Hey, it's a starting five today, baby. That's what it is. Starting five.
Yeah. Already. Is this a Showtime Lakers?
It's a dynasty, baby.
Dynasty. There you go. So, hey, Steven, I just checked your email. I just sent it to you again, bro. All right. With that said, man, let's get into it again. like I said, booyah, vámonos, arránquese. I'm going to go to what's hot in boxing because I want to give Steven a chance to bring in his, also what grants his gear.
One more thing on the Michael Collin Lee Wood thing. Shout out to Michael Collin for not having any excuses after that. It was a great fight. It was a great fight. He took that TKO loss as a man, gave everybody an update from the hospital, and didn't make a single excuse, and actually asked for a rematch. So shout out to Michael Collins for actually being one of those dudes in boxing. Even in defeat, still a gentleman in the game. Gotta love it.
Shout to Zero. Yes, you're
six man of the year right there, man.
6 man of the year. All right, no, but here we go. Firm brought something up, and I forgot to bring it up. Michael wants a rematch. What do y'all think about the rematch? Thoughts on the rematch?
Dude, this was fight one. This was fight one. Yeah, this was fight one. He deserves it.
I would pay to watch that fight again, brother. I'd be more than take my money. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got a guy. Their whole build up, the whole animosity, bro. They did it really good. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And you know what? Michael Collin doesn't have anything to be ashamed about. And to be quite honest with you guys, I actually favor Collin, even though he got knocked out. But it all is going to depend upon obviously how he recovers, how he feels, things as such. But you know, if he gives it the same effort, bro, that he did in this fight, then I have no doubt that Collin would win the rematch.
You know what this fight reminded me of, man, is it reminded me like of an old school football game, right? Where you throw the records out the window, like a Roosevelt Garfield game, right? For those of us from Southern California, man, where it's two teams and it doesn't matter. Garfield could be undefeated and Roosevelt could be 1-10, and they go at it, and you just throw everything out the window because the animosity, the build up to the fight, the two different countries, the UK and Ireland, man, that fight, you threw everything out the window, man, because once it started. And Lee Wood got dropped, man. I'm like, okay, we were right out here. We were right. But damn, did he come back to heart, man. That's what I was telling you. We were texting during the fight, me and Ruckus. I'm like, yeah, this boy's all heart, man. All heart.
Corazon. Yeah, a lot of corazon.
A lot of cora.
No, I will say this. This was the UK overseas version, lighter version of Diego Corrales versus Jose Luis Castillo 1. That's basically what it was. It was the overseas version of that fight. If you watch it from beginning to end, my God, it was a thrilling ride to be on. And the fact that it was midday because it was over in the UK and not here in the States, dude, it was just amazing to watch. So yeah, again, do yourself a favor. Find a friend with his own subscription if you ain't got one. If you want one, get one. At the end of the day, definitely watch the replay of this match because it was an amazing bout.
And not only that, but it also had the fans. The fans were involved, and they were singing, brother. From round one, these guys were singing songs, chanting. They had guys from Ireland, obviously the UK, bro. And, I mean, man, these guys are tough as nails, bro. So, salute to them. And man, the zone, it sucks, bro, because I honestly, truly feel that it didn't get the recognition that it deserved as far as, with it being in the daytime, not too many eyes on it. I'm not saying that there wasn't, but I'm sure there's a lot of people that may have missed it, for various reasons. But man, like you mentioned, bro, go back, watch it 2 or 3 times because it's well worth the watch.
Okay, one thing, and I think that's what you were gonna bring up to Stacks. Sean Quinn says, did he gas out and does that need to improve? I think he's talking about Michael Collin, guys. Make sure you guys hit the share button.
And then somebody was asking Tony Vasquez, do I think there was a rematch clause? Honestly, no. I think there would have been if Collin would have won. But I don't know. But you know what? Honestly, I think it would be the smart move for Lee Wood to run it back with Collin again. I mean, he can make a ton of money over there, man. Ton of money. And even if he loses a trilogy, I can't remember the last time we had a great all English fucking trilogy in boxing. I mean, really.
I want to see it again.
Time out.
Not all English, excuse me, but all UK.
Time out. KO artist, can you please get in and say a couple of words, bro?
Hello, everybody. I will clarify. Ruckus did send it to me. It's my bad. I just didn't see it. You did send me the link.
I can
didn't
tell
see
why too. I can tell why too. I can tell why too. See it. I
it.
see
And
it.
what's up, Jimmy?
doing?
Jimmy puts in work in Texas. I see Jimmy at every event in Texas. He's
Salute,
there all
bro.
the time. That guy's very professional. Jimmy's a man.
Likewise,
All right.
brother. Likewise. Much
All
love and
right.
respect, bro.
All right.
You guys talking about Wood Conlon?
Yeah.
Yeah, incredible fight. Incredible fight. Man, Conlon. That both of them were incredible. Conlon looked sharp in the beginning. Looked like it was over. It looked like it was over in the first 2-3 rounds. The second round, especially when he started getting really beat up and just kind of taking it. But man, credit to Lee Wood. Talk about perseverance. That was a true testament of just breaking somebody's will by just not quitting. Like he just wasn't gonna stop. And he kept going, and man, just caught Conlon against the ropes right at the end. I don't know if you guys talked about it already, but Conlon looked like he was getting a little tired there towards the end. I think he got knocked down right in the 10th, I believe.
In the 11th.
Or the 11th.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they run it back. That was an excellent fight. Thank God Conlon was okay, because the way he fell out of the ring was nasty. That was pretty naughty. And then
nobody caught him.
Yeah, no, there was no table there, nothing. He was gone. Yeah.
Last time we saw someone fall like that, they retired.
Oh no! Come on, man. B-Hop.
Where's the lie? Where's the lie? Where is the lie? Please tell me where the lie is.
Man.
The lie is when B-Hop said that he would never be beat by a white boy. That's where the lie is.
Oh, damn. Hey, man, let's move up. Let's move forward, guys. Come on.
This week we on one, baby. We on one this week.
The best was when that quote was attributed to Caleb Plant when he's got signed to fight Canelo. Remember when someone said that Caleb said that? That was hilarious.
All right, well, let's get going, guys. Let's get going. All right, what's
Speaking of Caleb Plant.
Exactly. How did you know? Caleb Plant declines the September fight with Benavidez. I'm gonna give you guys thoughts, and I have my own thoughts of my own. But go ahead, guys. Booyah. Hit it. Who wants to go first?
Let Steve go. Let our guest go, man.
Yeah.
I mean, we all obviously heard that coming from the Benavidez side. Caleb's been pretty vocal that it's a lie, though. He keeps saying that it's not true, that he didn't turn down anything. Man, I remember asking Caleb, because we talked to both of them, right? And I remember talking to Benavidez maybe a week before going to Thurman, or maybe the week of, and I was just like, I just talked to David. He said he told his manager he wants it, and you declined it. So I told Caleb exactly that, and he looks at me. He's like his promoter Samson said that he wasn't ready. Then I asked David again, the same thing. Samson said, that
you're not ready.
Caleb says supposedly it's Samson, and David just says kind of the same. He's like, you think I'd turn down a fight with Caleb? Which I don't think he would. I don't know. I don't know what the problem is, but it's a shame that a PBC fight that great cannot be made as easily as we feel it should be, right? I mean,
right.
Well, all right. So going back into this kind of goes to anybody who saw last week's show. I called it. The belle of the ball was going to be Caleb Plant. Between Charlo and between David Benavidez, that's the guy everybody should look for, because I don't think Charlo and Benavidez will fight each other. So Caleb Plant is the belle of the ball. I get the whole declining against Benavidez, because you got to at least get a fight in between to actually build up to a Benavidez fight. So I understand that as well. But did you guys hear about who he's agreed to fight? Anthony Durrell, who he said if he didn't get Canelo next, he was going to retire. So obviously, PBC pulled it out of their ass and went, hey, you know what, Durrell, there goes Caleb. You want the Canelo bout? Beat him, and then we could probably get that. We can make that happen for you. If you don't want it, retire. And then it went through. But then we got Benavidez fighting Lemieux soon. At the end of the day, Canelo's 2022 is set already.
Right.
There is still a time where if it's declined now, it doesn't mean they cannot fight before this year is over. So maybe at the end of the day, it's not for this moment, but it may be before the year is up that Benavidez and Plant get it on.
You know, and even talking about going back to Canelo, man, what you're saying about Canelo and his year being locked up. Although us in the industry, right? I know some of us wanted to see Canelo go a different direction or whatnot, man. But as far as like casual fans go, man, I mean, I take a look at that poll that Xavier did, and who is the most dangerous fighter for Canelo? And the majority of the people that went on there still think that Triple G, you know, is the most dangerous opponent for Canelo. And you know what? Money-wise, it makes sense. You know, and Canelo's able to get that money. And I know what you're doing, man. I know what you're saying, but I'm telling you, I've always told you guys this, man. The casuals make the sport.
Yeah,
we may not like it. We may not like it, but if you can sell the product, Jake Paul, Logan Paul, Mayweather Pacquiao, you can sell something, man. You know?
No, but see, and I agree with you. I agree with you there when it comes to selling. But then this goes back to a situation that we talked with Jose Benavidez on this show. Right. That they would put Caleb Plant on Fox and they would bury Benavidez on Showtime. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to sell something, you have to put it out there to the broadest audience you can put it out. Obviously, people know about Triple G because of the bouts he's had with Canelo and everything like that. They don't know much about Benavidez because he's buried under a network that doesn't really showcase boxing as much. Yes, thank God, Showtime is doing later on this week, I believe, a press conference where they're going to release a schedule and everything like that. But if you want to sell Benavidez to the casuals, you have to put him on Fox. You have to put him on the networks that are available to you that have broader audiences, and they have yet to do that with him. And Jose Benavidez pointed that out so eloquently on this show when we were talking about this that entire situation. But it has to happen. They have to be able to market somebody, and I agree with you. And they need to put Benavidez on Fox or on one of the other channels that have a broader audience than just Showtime.
Look, I completely agree 1,000% with my boy Fern. Look, I think at the end of the day, man, we always have to realize something. And I'm not speaking as far as us. I'm speaking as far as the fans and the casuals and things such. You know, whenever someone is coming off a loss, it's always a grind and an uphill battle to kind of make your name relevant again and get those victories and kind of build that momentum once again. Because obviously we know that if you're going to come in and fight a guy like David Benavidez, which, you know, let's just be honest, a lot of people, including myself, would favor David Benavidez in that, you know, you're basically risking your career in going back-to-back losses. So I do agree what Fernando says, where, you know, sometimes they want to have that filler match or they want to kind of get that, you know, a win to kind of build that confidence once again. But I also agree in the sense that with David Benavidez, you know, he fought here in Dallas on the undercard of Mikey Garcia. He whooped the crap out of Javion Love. You know, he fought guys like, I believe he fought Anthony Durrell as well and gave him a pretty good spanking. Yeah. So to me, it's like, I don't want to see him fight Anthony Durrell. Anthony Durrell is one of those type of guys, in my opinion, that he's just kind of hangs around PBC and he gets a lot of these different opportunities, man, that he doesn't necessarily, in my opinion, warrant. But I just feel that I do agree that this fight has to kind of build up, but they have to do a better job as far as getting David Benavidez better opposition, because let's be honest, you know, him fighting on Showtime, fighting a lot of these guys that we may have not even heard of, or at least the casuals, it doesn't really move the needle, man, when it comes to his popularity. The hardcore boxing fans knows what he is. The great thing that Benavidez has going for him is that he's, you know, relatively young. He's only 25, 26 years old. So the sky's the limit, man. But I think a lot of times we're obviously in an era where there's a lot of capping, man. A lot of people go on social media, want to proclaim this or proclaim that, and it's just to make their name, you know, buzzworthy. You know what I mean?
All right. So this is what I wanted to say. And I wanted to hear. I know Nancy put this, nobody wants to fight him. He has a fight signed up right now. He's fighting for the interim WBC strap against Lemieux. So what I'm having an issue with is this, and I don't care who did it, whether it was Jose, whether it was Team Benavidez's camp that released this. I mean, how are you negotiating a fight when you have a fight that you're coming up for the interim WBC strap that you're talking all this smack about? I know. Hold up, dog. Hold up. When
I want to answer
Durrell, no, wait. I know. When Caleb also needs to get active. And like Jimmy said, he needs to get active. He needs to get his feet running. So why is he gonna wait for David to take on Lemieux? And let's hope, you know what I'm saying? Let's hope this goes perfectly good. He beats Lemieux. But if it goes the opposite way, where David loses, what happens, bro? Why would Plant sign a contract, say, I'm gonna fight this guy, not knowing the results, bro? So I'm more right now, and I'm Team Benavidez, bro. People know I always support them, but on this one, bro, I'm against it, man. Go.
Are you against Canelo's contract that has to deal with 2 fights that are happening separately?
Bro, but that was done. That was done.
Same situation.
It was a package deal. This is not a package deal.
Well,
it wasn't like.
What's wrong with Benavidez trying to get a package deal? The same way Canelo got one. What's wrong with it?
But Caleb already has plans too, bro. He has plans too. Why would I sign a contract saying, okay, hopefully everything goes good. You beat Lemieux and you get that interim, and I'm gonna fight you. But if you lose, now I'm stuck fighting the guy that lost to Lemieux. Why don't I get Lemieux instead of you? And get
he's getting Durrell. He's getting the dude who just lost to Benavidez. So why wouldn't he get Lemieux if he beats Benavidez? You're contradicting your own argument.
Nah, dog, nah. I think it was a premature pose, and I'm against it, bro. I'm just against it. So deal with Lemieux, and that's what you got to do, player. Do it. Go ahead, Kale.
Yeah. About the kind of going back to the Triple G thing that Stacks was talking about, and how that's kind of one of the fights, that casuals, right, like are like love. I mean, I don't hate it. Like I'm not like a guy who's like hating on the third Triple G fight. Like I think Sean Zattel said it, on the podcast, on the Portaway podcast, when he's talking about, some guys are just have the other guy's number, or have the other guys kind of like the yin to their yang, you know what I mean? So like Marquez, fought, what was it, Juan Diaz twice, and then fought Michael Katsidis, and those were good ass fights, but no one was thinking Marquez was going to be, exactly what Zattel said. No one's thinking Marquez was going to, give Manny any issues in the third fight. And sure enough, that one maybe is the closest one that went to the cards. And Marquez should have maybe got that decision,
Right. Yeah.
I really think Triple G, Canelo, something about these two guys, they don't like each other. Right. And Triple G, yeah, he's like 40, he's going to be like 41-ish maybe, or something like that. But he's not like a dude like Ricky Hatton who gets out of shape. And, I've never seen Triple G ever close to being out of shape. And just referencing the great Bernard Hopkins again, like he was in shape till he was like 50 years old. Like, I mean, and Triple G's 10 years away from that. And Bernard Hopkins beat plenty of people in his 40s, good people in his 40s.
The thing about Triple G too is we can't overlook Murata. He's got that fight where Murata's coming up, and Murata's tough. So we got to see if Triple G can even get past them, because like all of us know, I mean, yeah, you're comparing them to Hopkins, but Father Time, man, he doesn't wait for anybody. And we'll see how he looks. Because the second fight with Canelo, understandably, I thought Triple G won the first fight. The second fight, I clearly gave to Canelo, and a third fight, man. I mean, like you said, they don't like each other, and it's kind of like the fight, that we were talking about before you jumped on the podcast with Lee Wood and Conlon. Like, there was a straight rivalry right there. You throw the records out the books, and those guys win at each other. And I kind of feel the same way with G and Canelo. Like there's some real animosity between those two. And he's also going to be with a different trainer. Those first two fights, he was with Abel Sanchez. So if he does get past Murata, who knows what type of style he's going to bring? So
let me just put something for the record here. I'm not saying I'm opposed to Benavidez Plant. I want that fight, believe it or not. I think everybody in the rundown has said that's the fight that we want to see. You know what I mean? But I'm just against the way everything went on about the fight, and then all of a sudden it's like posted to decline it. I mean, I'm like, bro, I don't know what Caleb's camp is gonna say. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm here to just make sure if the fight happens, like Fern said, it's gonna happen at the end of the year, bro. It's gonna happen like either in September after Canelo fights, or it's gonna be in October, man. So that's all. Let's just make sure we get it,
Yeah, exactly.
Dale, Fern, ¿qué quieres decir?
Nothing, I'm good.
All right. Well, the next one, bro.
Cheers.
All right, here we go. Cheers. There you go. Uncle Bob. I think even Hexar brought him. Uncle Bob says the only thing sad is that we don't get to see Loma and Usyk perform in the ring this year. Do you guys agree or disagree with that comment, man?
Considering the political climate right now in the world, it's obvious we're not going to see them fight.
No, but is that the saddest thing?
No, the saddest thing is the fact that there's a war. The second thing is that the Klitschko's are actually a part of it. You know, Usyk and Loma as well. That's not the saddest thing ever. I get what he's trying to say. You know, his vocabulary isn't as such where he could actually formulate so many sentences and use other terms and everything. He has to make them a little bit simplistic and everything. But I get what he's saying. At the same time, wrong. I'm sorry. It's not the saddest thing.
Yeah, I mean, I
was talking on a little something, you know, probably, and just words got mixed up.
You look like you speak from experience. You look like you speak from experience.
Hey, Jimmy.
Hey, and then look. Also, man, like there was something that I had brought up a few weeks ago on Facebook, you know, and I talked about like Canelo and PBC or Canelo and DAZN now selling this fight as, you know, the Mexican beating the Russian, right? And you know, Xavier was like, no, that fight was already made. That's not why they did it, because they signed the contract after, like the day after they were invaded. And I know that's not why they did it. You know, Bivol was always a big name that was out there. But now even with like the Klitschko saying like, oh, he shouldn't be allowed to fight Bivol, Canelo shouldn't be able to fight Bivol because he's Russian and this and that and blah, blah, blah. I'm telling you, man, it's just more fuel to the fire for the casuals. I can guarantee it, man. I can guarantee it. Once we get closer to that May 7th date, you're going to hear that all day long. The Russian this, the Russian that. And I wonder how much of it is going to get into Bivol's head, you know, him going in like as the heel, you know, like, fuck, nobody's going to like him because of the whole situation, the political situation going on. Everybody's all, you know, pro Ukraine right now, like poor Usyk and poor, you know, all the Klitschkos and poor Lomachenko and poor, you know, Postol and his family. And now you have this Russian guy that's getting his biggest payday ever. And he's a Russian, you know, and like, why? So I can just, man, like, I feel bad for Bivol. I really do, man. Like, this war has nothing to do with him. And I can almost guarantee.
He's probably going to get a lot of hate mail, bro, at the presser, bro.
Yeah. Huh? Ruckus is saying he's probably going to get a lot of hate mail at the during the fight. But look, I agree, man. I feel that it couldn't happen at a worse time in a sense, you know, from a global standpoint, right? Because he's going to have a lot of people against him, man, you know, and maybe that can add more fuel to his fire. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, what if? There's always that what if, you know what I mean? It is boxing. You know, what if he was to pull off a victory? You know what I mean? Imagine what that would do for his career. Not only that, but, you know, just the media press, not just with boxing, but just global media about, you know, basically a Russian conquering, basically, you know, the best pound for pound fighter right now in the world. You know what I mean? And, but, you know, going back to what Bob Arum said, I feel that, you know, he says it's the saddest day. Well, it's sad for him because he's not making any money off of it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So let's just call a spade a spade. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
One of his other fighters, Josh Taylor, man, you know, he hasn't had the best of his fight last month. And who else does he have other than Tyson Fury? I mean, he lost Terrence Crawford, and now he's trying to rebuild Teofimo Lopez. He has to try to do something, man, to try to generate some money, brother. You know what I mean?
He still has Ramirez, dog. You're forgetting about Ramirez.
And he has the upcoming bout between Shakur Stevenson and Oscar Valdez.
That's true, and that's what he should be talking about, right?
Yeah. There you go, man.
Promoter.
Hell yeah.
All right. Everybody talked about that one, right? Okay. Let's go to the next one, man. And he's gonna be the co-main event, Blair Cobbs, and I'm pretty sure KO's gonna help us with this one, saying when he looked into Errol's eyes, he doesn't see a winner. Do you guys agree or disagree? Or is this guy just trying to, you know, do the wrestling thing, bro?
Somebody needs to tell Blair that Earl's eyes still messed up from that wreck and being dead.
Oh, you horrible dog. This one over here.
At the end of the day, you can't say my dude's not a winner because at the end of the day, he's a unified welterweight champion. Exactly. He's defeated everybody that's actually been in the ring with him. Probably the closest bout he's had versus anybody was Sean Porter. He's undefeated. You know, even a car accident couldn't take him out. You know what I'm saying? So my dude's undefeated. So No, I get what Blair's trying to do. He's trying to spark up some rumbling and everything like that. I get it, especially with a fight coming up and everything. That's a good way to promote it, but at the same time, have some value or validity to what you're saying. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you know what Burnett, what you make a good point about Blair Cobbs, and that's a little bit what kind of grinds my gears. So we'll get into that when we do. But
okay.
What I will say is this, man. You know, we had the privilege, brother, of being there during the press conference for Earl Spence and Ugas, man. And you know, I hadn't seen Earl. Well, I did see him. I saw him the week prior, but up to that point, I didn't get a chance to physically see him after the accident and see how he looks, or even how he's looked as far as from the eye surgery. So one of the things that I was doing, man, is I was studying his demeanor, studying how he looked, and I'm gonna be quite honest with you guys, bro. And this is just my opinion. Take it for what it's worth. But I thought this was the best he's ever looked physically, from a physical standpoint. The guy looked like he was on weight. He looked ripped. He looked ready. And his whole demeanor, brother, in my opinion, you know, he's very chilled. He's very, you know what I mean? And everybody's saying, you know what, man? He looks tired. He looks drained. He looks this. But I happen to believe, man, that he's one of those guys, brother, that because he lives on a ranch, the guy lives a rancher's life, bro. Like, he gets up in the morning, feeds the cows, feeds the horses, does all the landscape shit that needs to be done on the ranch. So it's like a full day. Not to mention you're a father, you got kids, you got that. Not to mention you're getting up, training, and going to the 20 minutes after the press conference, he went straight to the gym. You know what I mean? Putting in work. So I know that, you know, he's probably, you know, a little tired, brother. You know what I mean? So I don't see anything wrong with that. But I do feel that we're going to see, bro, against Ugas. And I happen to believe this was the best from a physical standpoint that I've seen him in years, because he's hired a new nutritionist. So, you know, he's really taking his diet serious, and he doesn't have to cut as much as he had in the past, because this guy walks around like at 180, 190. You know what I mean? He's a big boy.
Go ahead, KO. I see you, bro. I see you.
I mean, as far as Blair saying what Blair said, like, he, you know, he's selling himself. He needs to do something, you know. He's got maybe the biggest fight of his career. Maybe, I mean, Solomon was pretty big, but I think this is, you know, the biggest fight to date against Alexis Rocha. It's a 50-50 fight on the undercard against, you know, Virgil. Really, the fight for Blair to make is Virgil, right? I mean, they're on the same promotion company. They're both welterweights, like both undefeated. I mean, that's a fight to make. You know, I saw Ellie interview Virgil the day that Blair called him out, and Virgil kind of didn't know what to say and kind of looked at his team, and then he finally just said it. And he was like, well, you know, we offered him a contract, and he said no. So, I mean, that's kind of like, yeah, I mean, if that's true, right, then why didn't you take that fight? You know what I mean? If you're talking all this stuff, like, take that fight. I mean, prove it. You know, like you said. I mean, and credit to him. The Alexis Rocha is a 50-50 fight, and if he beats Rocha, then maybe, you know, obviously he's in a better position to then fight Virgil, right? But right. I mean, all this talk about Spence and all that stuff, it's like, I mean, Man's been through a lot, you know what I mean, and persevered is back. The fact that he's even alive is a miracle, literally a miracle, you know. So, and the fact that he's still, like, I thought he looked good against Danny. I've heard people saying that they saw something and maybe he lost a step. I didn't see it, and he's fighting Ugas next, so it's not even like he's giving himself a break. Where, you know what I mean, we could be like, oh, what's wrong, or we could start speculating. I mean, Ugas is the other champion, just beat Pacquiao. Like, other than Crawford, it's, you know, Ugas is the next best guy, you know. So credit to Earl for doing that, and you know, Blair, good luck to Blair. I hope he wins, because he could talk a lot, you know what I mean. So if he wins and he looks impressive, you could back it up, man. I'm all for it.
All right. Anybody else on that one, or no? We're good. All right. This is the last one I got, and it's Jaime Munguia versus Jermel Charlo. And the reason they're saying that the fight might not get made is because the TV rights. Showtime wants to have it. The Zone wants to have it. Come on, guys. Let's not make fights not happen because of the TV rights, guys. Let's make fights because we want to see fights. Am I right or wrong about that one?
The opinion that you just brought out is exactly the 100% correct opinion everybody should have. Let's not let these network deals be the reason why fights can't get made. Maybe they should do something like ESPN and Fox did as it came to Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. Both were able to stream the event. Both were able to offer them on their platforms as pay-per-views. So I know DAZN is trying to bring out this model where the pay-per-view for their subscribers is actually going to be $20 less because they want to offer a free month for people who don't have it. And I get that. Maybe the differential is the price point. I don't know. But something like that needs to be ironed out and detailed out, because this whole thing about preventing fights happening just because network exclusivity deals, they could be worked around, because again, we've seen Tyson Fury and we've seen Deontay Wilder. They were able to pull that off. They were able to do that. We saw Sean Porter move to the other side and go to Top Rank for the Top Rank Plus, ESPN Plus pay-per-view and everything like that. But honestly, in my opinion, fights like that need to be co-promoted, and both networks need to iron it out.
Elo, DAZN is a TV subscriber. Matchroom is the promoter.
Look, what I feel on it, man, is this. I feel that, without a doubt, in my opinion, from a production standpoint, Showtime Boxing is clearly the favorite as far as they put on a better showcase as far as like the broadcasters, man, as far as just the lights, the bells, and the whistles. You know what I mean? Right. Because if you give hardcore fans an opportunity to say, would you rather listen to a DAZN telecast, or would you rather tune in Al Bernstein and these guys at Showtime? Well, the majority of them probably going to say Showtime. But what I will say is this is probably one of the they're both at fault. But I do agree with Oscar De La Hoya, and I don't really agree with him a lot on a lot of things. But he said, look, DAZN is a partner of ours. They've helped build Jaime Munguia. Jaime Munguia is undefeated, just like Jermall Charlo is. But they have to do what's right to their own network and their own partner, and give them an opportunity to, you know what, man, either negotiate with Showtime, do the right thing, do a co-networking, because both guys have a lot at stake. Both guys have a lot invested. I mean, both promoters and networks. So we have to keep that in mind. You know what I mean? De La Hoya is not going to risk it all and just roll the dice and say, the hell with it, we'll go to Showtime just because maybe they're offering us more money, or maybe we're getting more on the back end with the UK rights, the Mexico rights. I understand, you know what I mean? But it's just, to me, I feel that, like, why wait now? You understand what I'm saying? Like, I feel that a lot of that had to do with how obviously Canelo responded to, you know what, all you guys need to fight each other and do this or do that. But it's like, man, all this shit you guys should have already had in the works. There was a reason for many years why Golden Boy hasn't done business with PBC and Al Heyman. So to me, I go back to Cap'n. I feel that a lot of it had to also do with PBC and Al Heyman trying to make it seem as if they're trying to do right by their fighter. I don't know, man, because, I mean, we're talking about Charlo, and why wait now? You've had opportunities last year, the year before, the year prior, like, to get deals done, and I hope this isn't a recipe for disaster with future fights, bro, because there's a lot of fights that could be made. You understand what I'm saying?
Anybody else?
Yeah, I mean, I think just what Jimmy just said about it's kind of funny that Canelo said that, right? Like, I'm busy, you guys can fight each other, and now we finally, it seemed like serious kind of negotiations with Caleb and Benavidez. At least it seems more serious, like you guys were saying. We actually might get that by the end of the year. The fact that Charlo even sent an offer over to Munguia is awesome, because that's a fight we don't like to see. The examples that Fern was talking about, Wilder Fury, that's huge. Like that's when these two entities came together. I want to say what Pacquiao Mayweather was another
Mayweather
one,
did.
HBO and Showtime. Maybe Crawford Porter wasn't on that, but that's still pretty big. So I mean, hopefully it can happen. I feel DAZN probably wants this Carlos Adames fight just to get one more fight with Munguia. And then, but I figure you got to figure also, you put the two platforms together, it's just more viewers, more people, and now the winner of the fight is an even bigger name,
Yeah, and I think also it's a lot of it has to do with the logistics, right? Because just like networks also have the egos that boxing promoters do. You know, they want to get the bigger piece of the slice, and you know, they can't always necessarily come to an agreement as far as, all right, well, if it's going to be on your network, who's going to pay this? Who's going to guarantee that? Who's going to foot the bill on this? And I feel that, like you mentioned, you just named some great fights that were able to be co-promoted or co-produced on different networks. Also, Jose Ramirez, Maurice Hooker. I mean, Jose Ramirez was top-ranked ESPN, went to DAZN, and look how that benefited him. So, and we've seen also with Golden Boy and Joshua Franco going to ESPN and, you know, doing things like that. So I know Golden Boy is willing to do it. Oscar's willing to do it. And so is Al Heyman, because he has released Andy Reese, Anthony Joshua, when he let him fight on DAZN twice. You know, even like you mentioned with Porter going to ESPN. So it's possible. I like that they at least attempted to pretend as if they were initiating something just to keep that buzz alive. But I hope that it can, you know, they can come to an agreement, man, because boxing, they truly needs it now. Whether or not it's a pay-per-view, that I don't know. You know what I mean? Would I pay for it? Absolutely.
Absolutely, dude. I think it would be good in pay-per-view. All right.
It's been going around, the co-promoting together has been going around a long time. Even as far back as I can remember, like with Gary Russell Jr. and Jojo Diaz. You know, Jojo was a Golden Boy fighter, Gary Russell PBC, and they made it happen. You know, and that was for a world title. That was for the WBC.
Gary Russell stealing Lomachenko.
Yeah.
And all right. To your point. Oh, I'm sorry. To your point, Stacks. Just my last little thing. You know, you mentioned about the co-promote, and I think a lot of it, once again, just to reiterate, I think a lot of it has to do with these guys both being undefeated, because if one of these guys takes a loss, you know, their networks are, you know, who's to say they won't drop them? Who's to say they won't try to lowball them the next time? I mean, they have a lot to lose, a lot at stake.
Yeah. So, like yesterday, for instance, right? 29 years ago, yesterday, there was a fight between Chiquita Gonzalez and Michael Carbajal, where it was co-promoted, and they both had separate announcers, where Carbajal had Buffer and Chiquita had Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Right.
You know, so it can happen, man. It can happen.
All right, man. Let's go to grind my gears. And Nancy, you read my mind. I'm about to do it here. I did it on Twitter. I let them know. So here we go, man. I'm gonna break it up because like Fern says, I messed up last week. We were rushing through it and we forgot it, but I still have it from last week. And last week it was hot for me. It's still hot this week. Jimmy, earmuffs, bro, because even Showtime's gonna get it right now, player. I miss HBO, bro. I miss Jim Lampley. I miss, you know, Larry Merchant. I miss Roy Jones, bro. But the zone, you gotta get something going, players. This whole like commentating team sucks. They're so biased, bro. Like what I want to do is let's make sure if you guys are gonna do commentating, man, keep it neutral, bro. You know what I'm saying? And keep it on the fight. Don't start talking about other things that have nothing to do with the fight, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't. And I will take Showtime over DAZN. But Showtime's also at fault. You know what I'm saying? Showtime does it too, man, where they favor a lot of their fighters or in-house fighters, and they'll start making comments like, oh, man, did you see that hook? And it wasn't even a hook by their fighter, man. It's like, whoa, bro, you missed it. It was a hook by the opponent, my man. So what I'm trying to say is what grinds my gear is keep it in neutral in the zone. Get yourself a new set of commentators. I'm available. I know my crew here is available. And you know what, though? Also, their show that they have, their podcast they have, what do they call it? The Zone Boxing Show? Screw you guys, man. We're way better than you guys. They don't even know. They were calling They did an interview with Virgil, and they said, hey, if you had to get rid of one of the genres, would you get rid of Metallica? That's not our genre, bro. That's metal, player. So learn your stuff.
That's right.
We're here, man. The Boxing Rundown's here. The Zone, hit me up if you really want a show. You know, we are way better than them. I'll bring everybody along. I'll bring KO. I'll bring Jimmy Blue. I'll bring everybody. Who's next? Woo!
Man, you know, one of the things that grinds my gears, man, is, you know, trying to write a check that you can't cash. You understand what I'm saying? And I feel that a lot of times in the sport of boxing, you know, there's a lot of dual personalities. I think boxing is really, you have a different list of fighters, man, that have, you know, certain personalities, certain things that we kind of gravitate towards them. But And then we also have guys that are just, maybe they don't speak enough. Maybe they just don't, they do their talking in the ring type of deal. But then we get a guy like Blair Cobbs, 33, 32 years old, prospect at this point, running his mouth, talking sideways, talking crazy, calling all these guys out, man, trying to make a name for himself, trying to go viral. Look, man, I get it, because he accomplished that. All week, the whole talk was about Blair Cobbs. And honestly, man, I don't favor him. I don't think he beats the other guy, So to me, you're gonna have to, really showcase what it is that that you're talking about, because, bro, none of these guys know who the hell you are. You know what I mean? And it's not like you're a world beater to be, basically talking down on Bull Dennis and Earl and Virgil, and these guys for the most part are working their way up, or they've accomplished a lot in their careers. And Brother Cobb, nobody even heard of them. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the shit that I don't like about boxing. It grinds my gears. Yes, I do wish there was more of that from a lot of fighters, but not from fighters that, in my opinion, bro, have no business talking, because they're not going to be able to deliver. That's what grinds my gears.
Hit me with that one. All right, who's next?
Go ahead, Steve. What grinds your gears in boxing?
This is really more of a personal thing, and a lot of you guys can feel me on this. Is what grinds my gears, especially more recently, because I started booking a lot of it, is us having to pay for our own travel and like hotels and like,
right,
man, I was on, like, I had American Open, I had Southwest Open, Expedia, like trying to find these cheap flights. Like, man, I wish it was a little more like Hollywood media, where they would just like set us up. Because, man, especially April and May. April, it's like 2 weeks in Texas, the first 2 weeks in Texas, then home for like a week, and then I'm off to like Vegas for 2 weeks, and then Arizona, because May has like David Benavidez in Arizona. We don't even know where Charlo Castaño is going to be. Hopefully it's back in LA, and then at the end is New York. So yeah, something grinds my gears. It's that.
It might be in May, because the Lakers ain't making the playoffs. So.
Oh damn, dog! That's what grinds your gears today.
No. I'm just responding to him.
Make sure.
I'm just responding. No. I'm good.
All right, here we go, guys. If you guys live in Texas, make sure you guys hit up KO Artist. He's down to like stay over at your pad. Make sure you guys have some barbecue for him. You know what I'm saying? New York, hit him up. My boy KO Artist goes everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you guys hook him up. Go ahead. Who's next?
Go ahead, Fern.
Nah, Stacks, I'll let you take this one.
Hey.
All right, man. So I kind of got into it a little bit last week, man, but I think what grinds my gears the most, man, is it sucks, man, but it's the trolls, man. It really is. And I'll tell you why, man, because last week something really hurt my feelings, man. Emilio Sanchez, man, he got knocked out. He did. But for somebody to go onto his mom's page, man, and basically say, "Oh, her sons are trash," there's a boundary that you don't cross, man. There's one thing in trolling, but when you start going in on people's parents about their kids, man, that poor lady. I've met her several times at the Thompson boxing events, with Saul Sanchez's brother, and she's a nervous wreck, like I'm sure every other parent is when their son or daughter gets into that ring and puts their life on the line.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and it doesn't matter if you're starting, or it doesn't matter if you're a world champion or anywhere in between. I mean, we seen what happened to Conlon this weekend, man. He fell out of the ring, and it could have been tragic. And thank God it wasn't. But even as far back as, Boom Boom Mancini, when he killed somebody in the ring, he killed Dooku Kim. Dooku Kim took an enormous amount of punches, and he died, and he put his life on the line. And for people to go and say, "Oh, these guys they're tomato cans, or they're garbage, or their kids suck," or whatever it is, there's a reason why each one of these individuals fights. Every commission that has somebody looking over combat sports looks at these matches before they're made. They even declined Munguia fighting Triple G, at the StubHub Center one year. California didn't let it happen, and a lot of these matchmakers, right? They don't make these matches because they want somebody killed. They don't make these matches to get these kids hurt. you know, especially not here in California. I just wrote an article on Chuck Bosecker, man. And the thing is give these fighters the respect, man, because a lot of these kids, they're grinding, they're working 2 jobs, they're working all day long, they're going out, they're training, they're doing what they're supposed to, and it's sad, right, that people that call themselves boxing fans want to sit there and talk so much shit, you know, like until you walk a mile in their shoes, or until you're in their parents' shoes, until you have a kid get in that ring, or see one of your friends hurt. You know, I remember one night, me and Nancy, Jesse Vargas, Hexar, we were all there with Chocolatito when he got knocked out by Sorungasai at the hospital, man. It hurts. You get to know these fighters, and to see one of these kids get hurt is the last thing I think any of us want. You know, so just, I mean, you guys need to think about that before you guys become keyboard warriors, you know, and anybody out there that wants to do that, man, hey, go to the gym. Try it out, man. Try 3 minutes, 1 round. You know, and see how tough it is, man. And these kids are literally fighting to eat, man. Like, have some more respect for the sport that we love, you know?
Already, well said.
Fern.
And what grinds my gears? Thank you, Stacks. That's kind of why I wanted you to go first, because I was actually going to piggyback off of you. I knew that you had that stat set from last week. So let me take it a step above what Stacks just said. He said keyboard warriors. Well, there are other type of warriors on here that I have a beef with, a legit beef with. And those are the trolls that pose as boxing media and boxing opinionists who get basically on camera and spit their opinion and their personal agendas as it is facts. And the idiotic morons who actually follow them and believe what they say is actual gospel. At the end of the day, I preface it everything. What I say, my opinion, my thought. If you follow what I say and agree with what I say, cool. But in no way, shape, or form, what I am spitting out at times is facts. If I give you an opinion that, you know what, we need to see what Ryan Garcia has in the ring after all this time, that is an opinion. That is not a fact. Right. Some people be like, oh, we know what he has in the ring. We've seen it before. I get it. I'll have a discussion with that type of person. But if you want to come on camera and put a racist agenda out, I'm going to be against you. If you go out and put a personal agenda out, I'm going to be against you, even if I agree with you. Why? Because the way you actually go about the way you do it and the way you spread it and the way you say it is condescending not only to the sport, but to the fans of the sport and everything revolving around this sport. You're a detriment to this sport. You're not helping it, even though that's what you think you're doing. So if you want to come on this show ever, any of you, and you all know who the hell you are, LDBC, you got a free range to come on here, and we will definitely talk with you. But just know, don't get personally hurt in the ass when we shut you down easily, because we know the rhetoric that you're gonna spit. It's easy. It's so easy. It's incredibly easy.
But it's funny that you say that, because I spoke a little bit about that, just a little bit about that.
And that's why I caught it last week, the whole racism part.
With Chocolatito, right?
Mm-hmm, exactly.
People went in on Nancy de Anda in Texas because she was going for Chocolatito. Nancy de Anda basically hosted us, a group of us, when we were down there. We went to dinner, we had drinks, everything. It was a good time. But you know what? Like I said, yes, I'm Mexican. Yes, Chocolatito's Nicaraguan. But you know what? I can associate with Chocolatito, what he did, right, for my wife, and dedicated that fight to my wife when he fought Gallo Estrada that second time, to have her patch on his trunks and on his shirt, right? That has nothing to do with race. That has to do with that man's character and how I can associate with him being a humble person. Did I want him to win? Of course, right? But you know what? That doesn't make me a racist. That doesn't mean that I hate my own race or whatnot. So, you know, leave that shit at the door, man.
So
I have Fern here.
So to end here, yeah, I'm Guatemalan. You know what I'm saying? And then I got some other guy on this panel who knows who he is, putting that damn Guatemala song when I'm in the back seat. Asshole. when we're driving a fantasy and everything like that, we're driving to Fantasy Springs, and his ass is in the front seat playing that Guatemala. He's like, Fern, it's your song. Like, you racist motherfucker.
Wow. Here we go, man.
No, but going back to what I was saying on Grind My Gears, I'm going to call everybody in the LDBC out. Yo, Boxing Ego, if you want to call somebody old media, you might want to trim the gray hairs out your beard. That's one. Blue blood. Any of you dumbasses who wish death upon what's Tyson Fury's trainer right now? I forget his name. I know it's Stewart. Sugar Hill. If y'all want to actually hope that the man gets in a car accident, dies in flames just because he beat Deontay Wilder, get on this show and come talk to us. We'll see what we do.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yes, I got those clips and everything like that. The one dude who I'm not even going to say his name, but lives a couple blocks down from me. You know you could come on this show too, and if you want to spit whatever prejudice agenda you have on here, go ahead and do it. But at the end of the day, we're going to shut you down. We know how. Debating you people is easy because you can't do it. You only have one road ahead, and that's it. We got multiple. You can't do it. That's why we are still able to do what we do, and y'all are just stuck on a platform and can't get away from it. And that's what grinds my gears. Cheers.
We're colorblind. We're neutral here.
Man, I mean, one of our biggest fans, Shiron Perkins, man. He's a homie.
Yeah,
he's a homie.
He's a homie, dog. All right.
And no,
man, don't get me hot. Don't get me hot.
And P.S. Jaime Costecho, just put up a freaking default pick already, bro. Like, if you want to keep talking to us, just show us who you are. Dang, man.
We all know who it is. So
put it in there.
All right. With that said, man, welcome to the Boxing Rundown. This is the media breakdown of Ortiz versus McKinson, right? Mikey McKinson. All right, so let's go with this. Give me your first thoughts of the fight. Anyone?
I'm glad that I'm sad, but at the same time happy that the Charlo Castaño fight isn't happening right now due to the injury, because it took a lot of the media attention back to this fight and everything. So, and it leaves the window open more for boxing on that end for that match to be seen. Obviously, it would have split the audience. One way going to Charlo and Castaño, another one going to Virgil Ortiz. Right now, it's all put there. So I'm glad they have a very good co-main event on that fight, and it seems like it's going to be a good night of boxing.
Yeah, I agree, man. I feel that it was a blessing that they ended up postponing the Charlo fight, because, like as you mentioned, it's getting more and more buzz, just more attention. All the media from California, man, it has such a large amount of boxing media, and that's something that obviously California has over Texas. Texas has always been a football town, but Dallas is growing more and more as a boxing city. You know what I mean? But I feel that it's something that Virgil and his team has wanted. They wanted to fight in California. Now they're getting an opportunity to do it on the biggest platform right now, on the Zone, and it's allowing them to kind of put themselves in a position to become a mandatory in order for them to take that next step in his career of getting a future title shot, man. So, it could, a lot of people may have not heard of his opponent. But I mean, that's just boxing, man. You got to fight whoever gets put in front of you.
KO or Saxon?
Yeah, I think I've never seen McKinson. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I haven't seen him. But I think it's a great showcase for Virgil. He's been training out here in California for a long time. I mean, I know Joel Diaz first, and then Robert Garcia, and now he's with Manny Robles. And really, his pops is kind of, from what I understand, kind of one of the main guy in his corner anyway. But good for him. I think with the undercard is dope too, because obviously we're going to be talking about, the winner of that fight possibly facing Virgil. Virgil's only 18 fights. I mean, Virgil, we put his name in there with these guys like, the top welterweights in the world, as we should. He looks like the real deal, but it is only 18 fights. He's he's in the same position as like David Benavidez as far as like he's young. He's what, 24-ish, something like that.
Virgil?
Yeah, Virgil.
I'll give you his bro.
I mean, he's young, and he's like I said, only 18 fights. I mean, he has, he could do 2-3 more fights and keep getting better and better. He's only going to get better. Yeah. So, good for him. And what I'm really excited about is just, if you're here local, the USC, the Galen Center is a great arena for boxing, I feel.
Nice.
I was there for
23.
Severn beat Areola. Like that was a few years back, and then obviously when Jamal beat what's
Williams.
his name?
J-Rock.
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 And Midas was the main event against the Argentinian dude. What was the Argentinian dude's name?
Cuellar.
Cuellar. Hey, good job.
Cuellar.
Yeah.
And but yeah, so I mean, I've been wanting to go back since then because it was great. We did
Virgil's 23.
White guys outside with Sean and Kenny Porter out there.
Yes, we did. And someone dropped us off a pizza. Don't know how that happened, but hey, it happened.
Yeah, that was super awesome.
It just happens.
You know, I think for me, it's just it's a keep busy fight. I wouldn't say he's taking a step back, but it's a keep busy fight. It's like you know, Jimmy Blue was saying, it's a fight that has to happen. It's a fight that he has to do to take that next step. And it's you know, it is what it is. I mean, from when you go from fighting people like Maurice Hooker and fighting people like Mean Machine to coming to an opponent that only has 2 knockouts. Another thing I think they're doing too is going to showcase his power. You know, put him out there, showcase his power. I think he's going to get a. You know, I mean, we'll go to the predictions later, but I think it's just it's a showcase for him. It's a showcase for Virgil, kind of another coming out party, so to speak, for him. You know?
All right. Remember what you're just saying right now, because okay, go ahead, Fern.
And one more, it's also going to debut Virgil Ortiz with a new trainer in his corner. He's gonna have Manny Robles. He's going to have Randy Robles. He's not going to have Robert Garcia. Although we have discussed this in the past, the guy who was mainly always training him was his father, and Robert Garcia would give input here and there and everything. Hopefully this is more of Ortiz Sr. and Manny Robles collaboration in creating what we're going to see this Saturday from Virgil Ortiz.
Okay. Now here goes my next question, and I think Stacks got a little bit into it, which is this Virgil's toughest opponent of his career? And the reason why I'm asking this is because, remember, also McKinson is undefeated. He's undefeated, bro. Let's not say that he's just. I understand that Stacks says this is just a stay busy fight, but it's also an undefeated fighter. You know, he's undefeated for a reason.
I'm gonna say this.
It's one of those type of things where, like, yes, he's undefeated, and so it's kind of like piggybacking on what Stack says. It's like maybe one of the more dangerous stay busy fights, right? Because this guy's never lost. He doesn't know how to lose.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it's always harder. You talk to fighters, it's always harder kind of convincing a guy who's never lost before that it's going to be their night to lose. You know what I mean? But do I think it's his hardest fight? No, I think, you know, Mean Machine, Maurice Hooker, those probably have, have more name recognition at least.
Fern.
I think Orozco was probably more dangerous than this fight. I think Orozco was definitely more dangerous than this fight. I know on this show we tend to talk about higher tier fighters, and I'm not putting Virgil on a low tier. What I'm saying is guys who've already made their names, guys who already had championship fights and everything like that, they tend to downplay and actually fight at the level of their opposition. Virgil Ortiz is on the rise, so I don't think he's going to have the stigma of the top tier fighters that they tend to fight down. He's going to go in there with his game plan, and he's going to execute. So I think, if anything, Stacks is right. This is more of a stay busy type fight and everything like that. Yes, the dude's undefeated, but I wouldn't even rank him in the top 5 of Virgil Ortiz's top opponent. Shit, at the end of the day, he fought Mauricio Herrera too, and I still think Herrera holds more of a name than this guy that he's fighting this weekend. So, you know, I don't think he's in the top 5 of toughest opponents for Virgil Ortiz.
Okay, now, go ahead, look, Jimmy.
When I think of as far as styles, right, one of the things that McKinson brings, obviously, he's a southpaw. So we also have to take into account, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. I don't remember if Solomon was a southpaw or not, but over the last 3 years, I think Virgil's only gone 4 or 5 rounds with a southpaw. So with Virgil, what I would like to see from him is just, you know, being able to get enough rounds in, because, you know, this guy gets guys out of there by no fault of his. You know what I mean? He gets guys out of there within 5 to 7 rounds. So, you know, as you're you know, moving up the ladder, so to speak, man, in your career, I think KO mentioned that he only has 18 fights. And, you know, when we think about like Teofimo Lopez or Lomachenko and these guys that were all in their, you know, Teofimo, 13 fights, he's getting a world title shot. But I would argue that with Teofimo's case, he didn't have the level of fighters at 135 than what Virgil has, in a sense, with Bud and Earl and Porter and Keith Thurman and all these guys, Manny Pacquiao, Ugas. I mean, there's a lot of killers in there. You know what I mean? So I think that Virgil's in a very, very good position. I do feel that these are the type of fights that he needs to take, because let's be honest, if he's fighting a southpaw, the two top guys at southpaw right now at 147 is Bud and Earl. So it at least gives him some experience that he's definitely going to need. He wants to fight in California, so he wants to get that Californian crowd behind him. But I think that I haven't seen him fight live, McKinson, but I've seen highlights of him, and I'm not impressed at all, bro. So it's gonna be a quick night.
All right, so here we go. This is the next question. I'm not even gonna let Stacks finish because Stacks already kind of gave us the answer to that one in the previous. Okay, what does McKinson have to do to survive Virgil from KOing him early? What does he have to do?
The obvious answer to that is movement and have enough honest pop to keep Virgil Ortiz honest. If he has enough pop in a jab to keep Virgil Ortiz honest, then it's going to be a harder night than it needs to be. If he has enough movement, he'll be able to actually move around a couple of things. But I just don't see it. Again, he's only got two knockouts in his career and everything. I just don't see it. I think
Nancy's a killer today, dude. Run.
I'm loving this, Nancy. Where has she been at?
Run, Forrest, run.
No, but I don't see anything.
Yeah, he needs to bring in his team and help them jump Virgil.
Yeah, exactly. It could be a A level, B level, C level Virgil that night, and he's still gonna win. He's gonna hurt this kid. I'm sure this kid has never been hit by somebody that hits like Virgil, and that guy, listening to him hit those pads, man, is like a damn shotgun. Like his strength at 47 is wicked. It's next level strength. It really is.
Hey, let's not forget, McKinson asked for this fight. You know what I mean? Even though it was presented to him, he wanted it. He's claiming that, I told my team that I wanted Virgil. I need him. And and it's gonna, I don't know if this is his first or maybe his second time fighting in the U.S. But I mean, he's entering a Shark Tank, bro. You know what I mean? And his best bet, in my opinion, is to try and be first, like you mentioned. Box, use different angles, try to earn your respect at the beginning. But, if he's somehow able to either clip Virgil, maybe between certain exchanges, and maybe get a really lucky punch, that's really his only shot of winning, bro, because he's not going to win a firefight with Virgil. And obviously, in my opinion, it's not going to go to a decision. So there's no chance in hell.
All right.
Okay, Vince McMahon.
No chance in hell.
Okay, Vince McMahon, chill.
All right.
Hey, speaking of, rest in peace, Razor Ramon.
Yeah,
man.
we said it.
That guy was a legend.
Yeah. All right. Maybe Kale could help us on this one because he did go to the gym.
Y'all think I should take this and have Ryan sign it for me?
Yes, please do.
Ryan got a steel pop. I need it.
Yeah. All right.
I would ask KO. I would give KO my Julio Cesar Chavez one, but after his last little talk with Chavez,
I support KO. He told him. Did I
say that wrong? Did I say that wrong?
No, you said it. You're right.
I said it right, didn't I?
Yeah, you said it right. You said it right. You said it right. Chavez Senior was all like caliente that day.
Chavez, man.
But here we go.
Gerald, I will.
All right. Is this Manny's only run with Virgil, or because the rumor was that Ortiz was going to go to Eddie? So is this going to be a one-fight deal, or does he still go to Eddie?
I think this is a tryout.
Yeah,
Kale, you've been in that gym.
I really think Virgil is just one of those fighters that likes moving around, likes learning from other people. Like Abner Matis has had 5-6 trainers or something like that. I mean,
Jesse Vargas, bro.
Oscar De La Hoya as well had a good 4 or 5, I want to say. So, I think that's just Virgil's thing. He's going to learn different things from different people. I wouldn't be surprised if he ended up with Eddie, but Manny's no novice. You know what I mean? He knows his stuff. He knows how to make champions. Like, there's a lot to learn from Manny and Estrellita out there. So, we'll just we'll see how it goes. I think it's just kind of how Virgil's thinking as well. Just we'll see how it goes.
You know what? It's a great question that you asked, brother, because we've seen here in the recent months, what's happened, man. I mean, we've seen kind of like the fallout at Reynoso's gym with a lot of the guys that are either leaving or not showing up, and the back and forth spat that they're kind of going in with Canelo and Reynoso, that they only want people that work hard, people that show to the gym. And Virgil's all of that, man. The guy lives, breathes, and sleeps in the gym. You know what I mean? And I feel that if you're able to mold a perfect fighter, right? A guy that comes forward, shows power combinations. He's trying to work on his defense. You got guys like Joel Diaz, the great Robert Garcia. Even Manny Robles, who's a very respectable coach, made world champions. I mean, bro, the knowledge just in that alone, not to mention the fundamentals that he already has from his father, Virgil Sr., as well as Hector Beltran. Shout outs to them. And if they, add a Eddie Reynoso, bro, imagine, everybody's going to be, damn, where is it going to go next? You know what I'm saying? Like, I can just only imagine, brother. So I think it would be a good thing, bro. Do I feel that it's necessary? I don't know. I don't think so, bro. But I will say, as he continues moving forward, once he starts eclipsing the 20-fight mark and starts, getting bigger fights with better-known fighters, it's going to be tough, bro. So you need to have your armor prepared. You need to have your bullets ready, your guns, everything, bro, because this is boxing, brother, and we all know, bro, one punch can change your fight.
One thing about that, though, one thing about Virgil being with Eddie is that when Eddie and Canelo are talking, man, they're talking about people that have already been in the gym. They're talking about Ryan. They're talking about Reese, right? And us in boxing know their background. We know what Reese is about. When he was with Manny, then he went to Eddie, then he was with Capatillo. And Reese is kind of like a little undisciplined. I mean, and I think we can say that, man. As far as whatever happened with Ryan, that's what happened with Ryan. But to say Virgil's not working, I don't think if it was ever directed at Virgil not working, because of the fact that Virgil never trained there. Virgil never got a chance to see if Eddie was going to be there 100 for him or not. And and the other thing too is Virgil has his dad. So a lot, like Nancy was saying, a lot has to do with that father-son combo and what his dad feels is the best for him at this time. And Virgil, one thing I noticed about Virgil, right, is he plays the guitar. He was self-taught, man. People that can like self-teach themselves how to play guitar, right? Piano and learn these instruments, bro, they're sponges up here. So like, to piggyback on what Steve was saying, it may just be him trying to sharpen his tools, picking what he got from Joel Diaz, picking what he got from Robert Garcia, picking now what he's going to get from, Manny Robles. Thank you. And just bring it all together. It's kind of maybe like the fool that destroyed all the fools in the Avengers. He's getting a little medal.
Oh, the Thanos. So you're saying Virgil's Thanos?
Hey, he's got one more. Reynoso will be the last one.
Thanos. Woo, you're horrible. All right. Hey, Virgil's Thanos, bro. Hey, that's a good one. All right, man. I'm gonna give you guys this question: who has a better resume, Virgil Ortiz Jr. or Jaron Boots Ennis?
That's easy.
Well, they're always being compared to each other, right? So why not say it?
No, Virgil definitely has it. Just alone with Mean Machine and Maurice Hooker, it already eclipses anything that Ennis has done versus the opponents that he's had. Those have name stakes. Again, I've already stated Orozco and Mauricio Herrera as well. I honestly, right now, off the top of my head, can't name 3 of Boots Ennis's opponents.
I think the only one that I can name off of Boots was Sergey Lipinets. And, me just being a fight fan, I always wanted to see Sergey Lipinets against Mean Machine. I always thought that would be a hell of a war. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But as far
that's
as
going to be like the co-main event on one of these pay-per-views.
But we also got to keep in mind, bro, Boots Ennis has 26, 28 pro fights already. So it's like, I mean, where is he at relatively in his career compared to where Virgil's at with only 18? And we got to remember, Virgil, like Fernando said, the guys that he's beat, from Orozco to Maurice Hooker, former world champion, to Mauricio Herrera, who was a contender, and not to mention Mean Machine, bro, who gave all hell to Crawford, bro. I mean, I would say that he has a better resume. Not to mention, I mean, we can even throw McKinson's name in there. He's undefeated, bro. He's ranked number 3 by the WBO. Hey, I mean, it's a mandatory fight. These guys are going to try to put themselves in a position to become mandatory challenger to that WBO title. So he's making moves. And I'm not saying Boots Ennis is not talented. I'm not saying that he's not making moves. He is with Lou DiBella, and he's fighting for the IBF eliminator. So I think those guys are and will be on a collision course. So in my opinion, I think Virgil has a better resume. Respectfully.
Go, Steven. Look at him, Steven.
Yeah, I mean, I think, I mean, just currently he does. I mean, it's Lipinets, Thomas Delorme, those are the 2 names that I can pick out of Boots's resume. Obviously, he looked phenomenal beating these guys. But Virgil, maybe went through it a little bit more with Mean Machine, but it is Mean Machine. He is like a top 10 guy, like easily a top, maybe 7, 8, 6, 7 guy. So, I think currently it's probably Virgil has the better resume, but I think that's starting to change. I'm not to say it's starting to change. I do think Boots is going to start stepping it up more now that, he's got more TV time, now that he's, like I said, 20, like I think Jimmy said, 26 fights. So now it's time to all right, like these guys, he has to start seeing these guys now.
And it was like you were saying, KO. These are the type of guys that they don't really do a lot of talking. Innocent and Virgil, they're relatively quiet, man. They're dedicated to their craft, and that's something that I have to respect. You know what I mean? Because these guys are not at the club popping bottles and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. These guys are putting in the work, bro, and they gotta, it's showing. I think the true fight fans, and I think the true even casual fans are starting to kind of get a chance of getting to know these guys because they both have dynamite in both hands, bro. So, I mean, they're doing all the right things, bro.
There's a fight that could be made, I think, for Boots Ennis that is very, very winnable, and I think would bring a big name to his resume, and that would be Danny Garcia, man. If Danny Garcia stayed at 47, him and Boots Ennis, they're both PBC fighters, Showtime fight. I think that fight could be made, and it would be like I said, it would be good name recognition for him to get under his belt. Somebody like Danny Garcia is talented. He's been in there with some of the best fighters. So I think that would be a good fight for him, depending on, what direction Danny wants to go in his career, whether it goes to 54 or stay there.
Well, I thought he was at 54.
No, he's at 47 still. So, I mean, he hasn't fought yet at 54. And
the reason why I asked this question is exactly what Eloy said. Eloy's out in Texas. Showtime has been, really blowing up, and that's why I grind my gears for Showtime too, because they're showcasing Ennis like he's the next big thing. Like Virgil's not even in the picture, you know what I mean? Kind of the way they treat Crawford at PBC, that's the way they're treating Virgil at Showtime. You know what I'm saying? Give the man some respect. Put some respect on his name. Player, come on.
With Stack saying Danny Garcia, I guarantee you, by this time next year, we're gonna see a Boots Ennis versus a Josecito Lopez fight.
That's really a perfect fight. I mean, that's a perfect fight.
But why till next year, not this year, Fern?
No, I said by this time next year we would have already seen that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm giving it a 12-month period that month gets made, done,
okay.
And the fight's done.
Because I love the idea of Danny Garcia, but if you're Danny Garcia, like, why do you want to do that? You know what I mean? Like, why there's nothing in it for you. So, but I think Josecito Lopez, that's great. That's a great one.
I think with the Danny
have
Garcia,
to do something to force these guys to face him, because no one's gonna get in line. No one's gonna step in front of the line to do it. Boots is gonna have to force somebody to get in there with him.
Well, he was trying to force order.
You know what the Danny Garcia should do? Go ahead, and I'll say what the PBC should do. Go ahead.
Yeah, Danny Garcia has always been the type that's fought everybody in the division, as with the exception of Crawford, right? He's fought Earl Spence, he's fought Keith Thurman and Porter, and a lot of these guys, man, and he's accomplished a lot in his career. He has a really excellent resume. But him being from Philly, Boots Ennis being from Philly, I think the only thing that you can get out of that is just asses and seats, knowing that you can maybe sell out an arena, maybe get a higher percentage, and then knowing that if I can't make this weight or if I look terrible or whatever, I'm still going to move up. And, it does really nothing for my career if I lose or if I win, because I'm still going to move up. But I agree, man. I think either that or, Josecito Lopez, like you mentioned, that'd be a hell of a fight. Or maybe even Keith Thurman, man. I mean, I don't know,
And to talk about Keith Thurman, and that's what I was, just looking at right now. Another fighter whose name comes to mind is Mario Barrios, I mean, before they feed Thurman to a Mario Barrios, and this would be a good match. And then and here's the thing, like with Ortiz and Boots, honestly, man, I still want to see them go across the pond and one of them fight Kell Brook. I really do. And I know that both of them can get that win, but how big would that be for both of their careers to go across the pond and knock the shit out of Kell Brook? Like, come on, man. Like, seriously. Like, Kell Brook, he's legit. He's a name, but can he hang with those kids? Probably not.
So I have the idea.
Okay,
Even in the spirit of the month that we're in March. March Madness. You know what the PBC should do? Earl Spence as the champion trophy right there. This is what you do. You get 4 of your right there welterweights and up and coming welterweights, and then you bracket also 4 of your top welterweights. And what I mean by that, we'll put Keith Thurman, your Dennis Ugas, Danny Garcia, and who else has a viable name in the welterweight division that PBC has?
PBC has?
Stanoni.
Okay, so that's 4 right there. Then you put Boots, Mario Barrios, Josecito Lopez. Give me another welterweight.
Crawford. Can you put Crawford in there?
I said PBC, so stop my ass. So give me another name for PBC. Another one.
Who's that kid, Sandor Martin, the one that beat Mike?
Okay. So there you go. You have 4 and 4. You got the main guys fighting each other. You got the young guys fighting each other. You split the brackets 2 different ways. You have 2 big guys, let's say Thurman versus Danny Garcia fighting each other. And you put Boots versus, let's say, the dude that beat Mikey Garcia. So the winners of these fight each other. Then you put the other bracket the same way and put a final 4 and a 2. The 2 in the finals meet, and the winner of that fights Earl Spence.
It's Errol.
There you go. Yeah, and there you go. And right there, you not only solve your welterweight division problem, you also get to pick out the cream of the crop in the welterweight division right there. You get to see where everybody is at this point in time. And Earl Spence doesn't get to fight Terrence Crawford, but he fights somebody of a winner of a tournament. And at the end of the day, we love tournament winners. Look how everybody loved Andre Ward when he was a tournament winner. Look how many people loved the dude that fought Canelo, Smith, because he's the one that won the tournament and everything, So we loved Usyk in the World Boxing Super Series. Inoue became more famous because of the World Boxing Super Series victory over Nolito Donaire. You solve a lot of problems with that, and you actually keep your welterweight division not only stacked but busy. You solve so many issues.
Fern, why do you have everybody ducking Conor Benn, bro? Why is everybody ducking Conor Benn?
Conor Benn. Conor Benn is going to be fighting against.
Kell Brook could get knocked out by Conor Benn. I'm all right.
I'm not against that.
By the way,
next week or 2 weeks. Next week or 2 weeks.
I want to ask Dax one question. Aren't you happy that Charlo and Castaño didn't happen? Now your boy Zoo actually gets a main event.
Right? In Minnesota, though, bro.
In Minnesota, of all places.
I want you to go. Let's get the private jet. We're getting the private jet for this one.
Right?
I want you to go, dog. Come on, man.
Did you not hear Steven's complaint? Did you not hear Steven's complaint earlier on what grinds his gears? He doesn't want Stack spending money.
I would go.
I'm sending the private jet.
If you guys want to start a PayPal, a GoFundMe, whatever, right? I'll gladly take a trip to Minnesota and back and report. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to buy a big robe like Triple G and put all kinds of sponsors packages. And if I go to every single media thing with the robe with patches, everybody, I think I can get attention. Oh, that's the fool with the robe. And
people will take pictures with you.
Oh, yeah, take a picture. Right? It was like that one guy that wore the glasses, the Schmuck or whatever his name is.
The Schmuck,
whatever.
All right, here we go.
Hey, the Schmuck's dope, man. Leave him alone. The Schmuck's cool.
Here we go. Everything goes good. Virgil wins. What's next for Virgil?
The Blair Club Alexis Rocha winner, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, more than likely.
I would love for Virgil to fight the other WBC mandatory gentleman, David Avanesyan, what's his name?
Oh yeah.
Avanesyan. Either that or Blair Cobbs, or
the guy who beat Shane Mosley a couple years ago.
Somebody said Rashidi.
Yeah, Rashidi. Yeah, what's
Avanesyan?
going on with him? What's the deal? What's the story with him? I ain't seen him fight in a while.
I've heard that he's been offered the Virgil fight, and
You don't
and
want
then
it?
he goes ghost on the text.
Oh! Oh!
He comes back like 2 weeks later, like, so what else is going on?
Hey, so
I don't
have
know.
you guys signed a contract for Virgil? What's next? Give me Blair Cobbs. All right, man. So okay, so take out Rashidi, Jimmy. Who does he fight? We said winner of Blair Cobbs versus Rocha, or who?
David, the guy, the WBC #1 ranked, or #2,
David
right?
Avanesyan.
Avanesyan. There we go.
He beat Shane Mosley a couple years back and everything like that on a card with him and his son and everything like that. Avanesyan's decent. I'll get on that.
Hey, can we like go find Frankie Gomez?
Wow.
Wow. Talk about dusting old nugget.
Wow, you trolling him, dog. Talking about trolling, dude. You know he's doing carburetors right now. Player. So
Look, Virgil himself has said he wants to fight at least 3 to 4 times a year, and I feel that Golden Boy and Oscar has to do the best that they can, man, to keep this kid active, bro, because he's young, and there's no reason for him to have to fight maybe 2 or 3 times a year if he's able to kind of push, 4 fights, maybe 3 at the most, at the minimum. But I feel that everything is going to be dependent upon as far as what happens. You know what I mean? Because if I'm not mistaken, he becomes the mandatory for the WBO, but Crawford has already met his mandatory. So if he gets a shot, it wouldn't be a shot until maybe towards the end of next year, maybe the middle of next year. And by that time, there's no guarantee that Crawford will remain at 147. And a lot of shit can happen, bro. He can attempt to go for a unification fight, and the winner ends up vacating. I mean, bro, there's so many different scenarios. The same goes with Boots, man, because he's fighting for the IBF position. So I don't think it's an automatic guarantee that they get the first crack at it, because ultimately I think it's going to depend upon what Crawford and Spence are going to want to do if Spence get past Ugas. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see, man.
Nancy says Amantas. Who's that?
Mantaras. That's like Stanonius. Yeah. Here's the other thing, Nancy. Right? The WBC has Virgil ranked #1. If Virgil gets past this and Mr. Spence gets past it, do we make an all Texas biggest Texas showdown ever, Nancy?
Damn,
what's that come about?
You took my next question, bro. Okay, here's a question.
WBC #1.
All right, here we go. Wait, that was for the WBC. We'll wait for that one. But here's a question: because Virgil brought it up, and I don't know if it was with you, Kale. I think you what's wrong, Kale? What? Oh, okay. Kale threw us a picture, dog, or something. All right, Kale, I think it was with you. Is Ortiz versus Spence the biggest fight in Texas? Jimmy, you give us the first answer because you're from Texas, but I think he gave that answer to Kale. But go ahead, give me that, Jimmy.
Man, bro, I think can it be the biggest fight in the history as far as if we're speaking as far as what's at stake? Then I would say yes. But I mean, we also have to keep in mind that Canelo did break records. He shattered records here in Texas with his attendance. So can we get a Virgil Ortiz and Earl Spence over 73,000 fans? They both have a lot of fans in Texas and Dallas, guys that are willing to travel, and in Houston, San Antonio, El Paso, Laredo. I mean, these guys will come out of the woodworks. But I feel that in order to make that happen, Virgil has to keep winning, and he needs maybe 1 or 2 more victories under his belt that are notable wins in order to build that fight up, because there's a lot of history there. You know what I mean? And it could be done, bro. But me personally, I don't think that fight would happen at 147. I think it would have to happen at 154, because I don't think Spence would fight him at 147. That's just my opinion.
Hey, Jimmy, Nancy said you better have your house ready for all of us when we go out there.
Hey, let's do it, baby. Let's go.
You just made KO smile so much when you said that.
Oh my God, bro. I'm still looking for my hotels in Dallas too, actually. But, yeah, I agree with Jimmy as far as if that fight ever happens, it's going to be at 54 because I feel Earl's a big dude, and I feel like he's growing out of it pretty quickly. Virgil's young, he's growing. I feel like they can carry 54 very easily. And so I think if they keep going, they keep winning the way they do, I think it happens. As far as biggest Texas showdown ever, I guess nothing else is really coming to mind. As far as two Texas guys fighting in Texas, nothing's coming to mind.
The Hooker and Virgil when they fought, I mean, that was pretty big, but we were in COVID. But even that, man, it still felt like there was a lot of people in attendance. And I think they were only open to like 250% capacity. And I mean, bro, it was a lot of people, and it was in Fort Worth, which is 30 miles.
Part of the reason why Dallas is becoming more of a boxing town is because all us Californians are moving out there. So
that and the governor, bro, he don't have no restrictions when it comes to COVID.
We don't have any restrictions anymore, Blair. What's up, dog? What's up now, Jimmy?
Hey.
We ain't got no restrictions now, dog.
Already.
We're ready, dog. We think, hey, I mean, out of this panel, 3 of us are going to the fight. Right? Are you going to the fight, Gail? You'll be there too, Stacks?
Yeah.
I'll be there. Are you first? You gonna be there? Damn, dude. So, Jimmy, you're the only one that's not gonna be there, bro. Because you got restrictions in Texas, bro, to fly.
I'm just here not to be fined.
Oh.
I'm just here not to be fined.
No, but okay. So, I think we all agree, but we didn't get the answer from the WBC. If he's ranked 1 over there, and if he wins this fight, he'll be ranked WBO and WBC 1, right? He'll be the number 1 for both of them.
My understanding was that before they announced the Michael McKinson fight, they were supposed to make the David Alvanasayan fight with Virgil so that he could become the mandatory at number 1 for the WBC. But they ended up telling, or I think Eric Gomez said that they requested for them to hold that fight because they were already had another fight in position, which was the WBO. So I think Virgil's sitting pretty, brother, because if he's number 1, mandatory at WBO, and then ends up fighting this David guy, becomes mandatory at WBC, man, he's in a great position. He's already at number 4 by the IBF and number 2 by the WBA. I mean, he's in a really good position, man. To at least get more fights, you know what I'm saying? Before he jumps in there with the world champion.
Well, anything else, guys, on that one?
I'll be at the Manat concert. Fucking Nancy.
Why is Nancy going to the Manat concert, dude? Why is Manat even having a concert here?
Because Staples Center's available now.
Yeah, hey, all those playoff dates have been taken off.
Brother. All right, man. All right, guys. I want you guys to give me a final. Sell me on why people should either go to the fight if there's still tickets available, which I don't know, or
look at that score. Look at that score. Look at that garbage ass squad. Garbage ass squad.
This is a boxing show, bro. Nobody cares about basketball.
Yeah, nobody cares about basketball, bro. Why are you bringing that up? Yeah. Nobody cares about the Heat either, dog.
What are you talking about? It's almost the summer. Everybody's gonna care about the Heat.
Yeah, all right. Why should fans either go to the Galen Center or order it on the Zone, Ortiz versus McKinson? Why? Tell them, guys. Tell me on it.
Look, I'm going to sell you on it because this is one of the only boxing events that has been in Southern California in a while, man. I mean, COVID is cleared. You want to get out. The tickets are reasonably priced. You're going to see an up-and-coming future world champion in Virgil Ortiz. You're going to see a shit talker in Blair Cobbs, and you're going to see a humble guy that has hella power at welterweight and Alexis. And that's going to be the fight of the night right there between Alexis and Blair Cobbs. It's a good show. Like they were saying, the Galen Center it's a great arena to sit there and watch a fight in. And the Dodgers ain't playing yet. We ain't talking about basketball, so why go to a movie, man? Go out, take your kids, have some entertainment, man. Go to the Galen Center, watch a good fight, man. And
wow, Nancy's talking about going on dates and shit to the Laker game. Come on now.
Dang.
Lost.
Nancy, we're gonna put on Nancy. We're putting Nancy on the rundown. What is that app that for dating?
I don't know whichever one. We should just create one for Nancy.
The Tinder rundown or what?
Yeah, it's gonna be the Tinder rundown. We're gonna have the Tinder rundown for Nancy here. We want all the eligible bachelors to send us their profile.
Bachelorettes, full bachelorettes. All the eligible bachelorettes, dog.
Oh, okay.
I don't even think
bachelors, bro.
I don't even think Nancy needs our help, bro. She's going to Laker games on days. She's going to Manon concerts.
Again, hashtag
she doesn't need more on her plate.
Hashtag single Nancy.
Ooh. Nancy, you get anybody you want. Go ahead, Nancy.
Yeah, all right. Well, the other reason why you should go is because almost the whole rundown is gonna be there, guys. Almost the whole rundown will be there. We'll be there. I know these guys will be thirsty. All these guys will be thirsty. Not me. I gave up drinking for Lent. Yeah, hook that guy up.
Said that because Spence is gonna be there, they need a warm Sanisa.
I know. Yeah. Hey, bro, don't be bringing up Krispy Kreme. Homeboy, don't be bringing up Krispy Kreme.
Kale knows who to warn if I'm around. There's many of people that need to be warned.
Hey, bro, can we play Connect 4 before the fights, man?
Oh, there you go.
I'm gonna have it set up. I'm gonna have it set up outside.
There you go. There you go. All right. With that, man, are you guys ready for predictions?
I predict this freaking show went off the rails long ago.
All right, I know. Set it out, bro. I'm bringing it back, bro. All right, are you ready for predictions? Here we go. Let's start with Saturday. NYC, ESPN Plus. We have Berlanga versus Rose, but let's start with the co-main event, which is Xander Sayas versus Quincy Levice. Who do we got on that one?
Xander, man. Xander's one of the better Puerto Rican prospects that I've seen in a while. I feel like I wasn't big on Verdejo coming up. I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't big on him, but
not even.
I feel Xander's probably the best prospect since Cotto. Like the way Cotto looked when he was like 8-0, 9-0, 10-0. Xander's looking like that beast. And I have Xander on the show. I have Xander on the Win by KO show too.
Well, go check it out. Give them where they can check it out. Tell.
Yeah, it's on KO Artist Sports on YouTube. I'm gonna release. I have Xander on the show. I have Virgil playing Tiger Johnson on the show. So yeah, I'm gonna be releasing all those this week. Okay,
make sure you guys go tune in. All right, Xander by what though, bro? You just saying you got Xander. Xander by what?
Xander by KO, man. He's a violent kid, and he's a growing boy. He's one to watch. If you want a Puerto Rican prospect to watch, it's him. And he's big too. He's 154 pounds.
Ooh, all right. Who's got the next prediction?
Yeah, man, I think
go ahead. Go ahead, Jimmy.
I think that Xander, man, I think he does everything right, bro. Like, I think KO kind of touched on it. You know, he's a big kid, bro. He's young. He's growing into his man strength, and he's just improving, and he's showing out every time that he fights, bro. And he's carrying the responsibility and the torch of Puerto Rico, really well, bro. I know Top Rank's really big on him, bro, and he doesn't fold under pressure, man. And obviously, as he continues winning, the fights are going to get more and more dangerous. But I like the pace that he's at, man, because he's still young. You know, we got to keep in mind he's still very young. So I think I got him winning by knockout, bro. Early 6-round knockout.
You're telling me Xander's a better Puerto Rican prospect than Valiendo Berlanga?
Well, dude, he's the main event, bro. We don't want to hear it right now. He's the main event.
That guy?
Just give me your prediction. You want Xander or not?
I think Xander will win. I don't want Xander, but I think Xander will win. Relax.
By what? By what?
Ref stoppage, middle rounds, 6-7.
TKO. Okay, TKO. Stats.
Knockout Xander. 6 round.
6 round. Okay, I'm gonna go. You said early, right? To Jimmy.
6-round knockout.
Damn, 6 round. You're late or early, KO?
Yeah, probably 5-6 rounds.
Damn, man, bro. All right, you guys left me the 7th round, so I'm gonna go KO Xander, but and the 7th, and then TKO for Fern. All right, Fern,
6,
your
7,
favorite 6-7 for Fern. So we cleaned it all. Xander, guys, if you guys gonna put any money, put it on Xander. Here we go, main event, and this one I think we're all gonna be right except for one person. Edgar Berlanga, the powerhouse Berlanga versus Steve Rolls. Fern, give me a prediction, man. You first.
You know what?
Go do it.
I can't say no comment, right? I can't say.
No,
I
you
can't say.
can't say no. No, because
I'm
you're not
just
in the
nothing.
team. You're not in the team, dog.
Oh God.
Give me a prediction.
All right, I think Berlanga wins. He's gonna go to probably like a KO in like the 7th or 8th round.
I was about to record you, bro. Can you repeat that again? So I hit the record button right now.
Is Fern not a Berlanga fan?
He's not a Berlanga fan, bro. He hates him.
He is the most overhyped fighter in this generation right now. He is the most overhyped individual fighter prospect coming up in the game right now, and no, he does not deserve it.
Most overhyped. I'm trying to think if someone is more overhyped.
Yeah, KO's Puerto Rican player. You better stop talking like that about Berlanga,
Bro,
homie.
talking about me right here.
Yeah, we talking about
I
his
think
homie.
Berlanga wins. I think Rolls is a great test, though. I think Rolls is a tough dude, solid veteran, and you know, if you're headlining ESPN Plus cards, like you gotta fight some real guys, and I think Rolls is perfect for this stage in Berlanga's career, and he might cause some issues. I just saw his last fight. He's a gritty dude.
What do you got it at?
I think Berlanga wins. I think Rolls keeps himself open enough to where Berlanga hits hard enough that, you know, I think he could probably get him out of there. But I wouldn't be shocked if Rolls caught him. If it became a little bit of a fight. Remember Miguel Cotto fighting like Richard Torres back in the day when like Richard Torres kind of caught Miguel and it got
Prescott, right?
There for a second. Like I can see a fight like that possibly because Rolls is you know a solid veteran.
So, but you got a KO too or TKO?
I think Berlanga knocks him out, but yeah, I you know, maybe after going through a little fire.
Yeah, I think you know, Steve Rose, man, obviously, like you said, he's a savvy veteran. He's been in the sport for a while. And you know, let's not forget, if I'm not mistaken, Berlanga's coming off of an injury or surgery, right? He didn't look all that good in his last fight. I think he even went the distance. So, and I think he got dropped, bro, in his last fight, if I'm not mistaken. So, look, we have to, you know, keep all of that in mind. And I agree with Fern that, you know, I think he is somewhat. A lot of people were kind of proclaiming him to be the next one out of Puerto Rico. He ain't never fought anybody getting guys out of there in 1 or 2 rounds. But once you start stepping up that competition, man, it gets harder and harder, bro. And I think that's also, it's tough in boxing, bro, because, you know, we all seen that with the exception of a couple of guys, you can't always knock everybody out. And the moment that you're unable to knock somebody out, bro, everybody's like, oh, well, the power was fake or, oh, man, this. But, I mean, it's just every fight possesses its different challenge. So
right.
I think that with Berlanga, bro, he's going to win, but I happen to believe it's going to go to a decision. I don't think he's going to.
Damn it, Jimmy. You stole my thunder. God damn, Jimmy. All right, go ahead. Thanks.
Man, you know, something's pulling me towards Rolls, man. Like,
do it.
I don't know if it's the injury. Man, I think Rolls is gonna pull it out by decision, bro. I think he's gonna outbox him. I think it's gonna be where are they fighting at in New York?
Yeah.
Decision, huh? You sure about that decision?
Yeah,
I'm thinking they're in New York though.
A top rank card?
You know what, man? Berlanga by decision, but I don't think he's gonna look as good as everybody expects him to, man. You know,
I don't ever expect him to look
with that
good.
injury. Yeah.
I'm with Jimmy. I'm with Stacks. And a little bit with KO. I don't think it's going to be as easy as people think. I don't think Berlanga is going to be that big monster that he's looked before. I think it's going to go decision, and I think we might be surprised with Rose. I think Rose might win some of those middle rounds. You know what I'm saying? Make it really grinding. You know what I'm saying? So don't be surprised. We got 3 decisions, 2 stoppages up there. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna be a Berlanga show, man. So I know Fern hates it, but I think it's gonna be a Berlanga show. Let's go to the Galen Center, California, SoCal. Co-main event: Alexis Rocha versus Blair Cobbs. Give me a prediction, guys.
That's going to be the fight of night. I agree with Stacks when he said that. That fight's actually going to steal the show. Yes, Virgil's going to have an impressive performance and everything. We'll get to that when we get to that fight. But I think this is going to be a somewhat of a back and forth affair, honestly.
No, we are at that fight. Fool, the prediction. What's your prediction?
No, dummy. I was talking about Virgil Ortiz.
Virgil. He was talking about Virgil.
Oh, es lo que pasa porque no pone atención. No, but I was saying, I think that fight is going to steal the show. It's going to be a back and forth affair. I think, honestly, I could see both Blair and Rocha hitting the canvas at least once in this fight. And it's going to be a tough one. I think Rocha pulls it off with the unanimous decision. Very close on the cards.
Okay.
Man, you know, you want me to go?
Go ahead, Jimmy.
Look, hey, you know what I'm looking forward to, bro? I'm looking forward to the corner, bro. I want to hear the corner get light a fire on Rocha's ass. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to hear the antics that go behind his corner, man. But I feel that this fight, bro, it's as 50-50 as it's going to get. You know what I mean? And we got to remember, they're both southpaws, right? Am I mistaken?
Right.
They're both southpaws, right?
Accurate.
So it's like, man, it's going to be tough, bro. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm going to go out on a limb, brother, and I'm going to say that I'm going to say a tie, bro.
A draw.
What?
A draw.
A draw.
Yeah.
All right, I got a draw here now. Oh, damn, Jimmy. All right. Who wants to go next?
Hold on. I'm still sober, right? Someone this year picked a draw in the middle of March before you, Ruckus?
Yes.
Ow.
Hey, Jimmy might get it. Jimmy might get it, dude.
Damn. Things have definitely changed in 2022. Fuck.
Look,
Yeah.
in my opinion, look, what's his name? Alexis Rocha, bro. I like his style. The guy's aggressive. He comes forward. He fights in spurts. But sometimes there's moments that he kind of falls asleep on the wheel. And that's no knock on him, bro. Because I think he's a good fighter. And he's very entertaining, bro. But I think that, he was in the fight of his life with Solomon. You know what I mean? And I just think that Blair Cobb, bro, he really truly believes in what it is that he's able
whatever
to
he is. Yeah.
He's 33 years old, bro. If the time is now. You understand what I'm saying? If there was ever a time, it's now. You talked all that shit all week, bro. You gotta deliver. And I think it's gonna be a pro Alexis Rocha crowd, bro. So I think that's what's gonna give him that energy, that fire. You know what I mean? And I think it's gonna be so damn close that I wouldn't be surprised that it's gonna be a draw. Even though I feel that maybe Rocha would definitely win, I think they may give it a draw because we never know what the hell the judges see it. You know what I mean?
Right. No, that's good. That's good. Go ahead. Who's next?
Steve, go ahead, man.
Yeah, I really like what Jimmy said.
Go ahead.
A draw is very doable. I definitely I could see some like them trading knockdowns in the fight as well. I think they have the power to hurt each other, and I just hope it's the fight that we are kind of expecting, right? The fight that we're hoping for, because I really hope both guys realize that, you're kind of at the back of the line if you lose this fight. You know what I mean? And if you're trying to stay relevant, if you're trying to, get these big fights, you have to get this one. You have to get this one. And I do feel that both of them are going to have that attitude coming into it, and I think it's going to create a great fight. I feel like if I'm making a prediction, I'll say Rocha by decision, very close. But I think if he can withstand the power and kind of maybe dictate the pace, because Blair will kind of stay on the outside if we've seen it before, So I think if Alexa can command the center of the ring and kind of dictate the pace, I think he could do it. But Blair does have Freddie Roach in his corner, And like Jimmy was saying, like the corner work, Freddie Roach is going to be on him if he is losing the fight. So it's going to be excellent. But I'd probably edge Rocha in decision.
Rocha in decision. Okay, go ahead, Stacks.
I just think that I don't think it's gonna. Yes, I think it's gonna be a fight of the night. But something's telling me right now that like Blair is gonna just he's gonna stay away. He's not gonna want to test Alexis's power. I think he's gonna feel it early. He may get caught, may get stumbled. I don't know if he gets dropped. He has been dropped, so he may easily get dropped. But I think it would be in his best interest to be on his bike and break Alexis down. To see how much stamina he actually has, and then pull off the back end of the fight by boxing. And I think it's going to be real close. I like both of the guys, man. I like Blair. I like Alexis, man. I'm gonna go with Cobbs, man. Decision. I'm gonna go with Blair.
Oh shit!
Wow!
God, damn! Ooh,
Wow!
ooh.
Everything's everywhere right now.
Oh damn!
So, okay, hold on. I got me, Alexis. Jimmy Blue got draw. KO, what did you have?
Alexis,
and then we got Cobb. Okay, wow, this is all over the place. I like this.
There's gonna be two lone wolves on this one because the top row right here, we all got Alexis, man. We got Alexis, and I got Alexis actually stopping Cobbs late in the fight. I think it's gonna be a TKO. It's gonna be either in the 9th or the 10th. Expect a TKO. It's gonna
this is a 10-round fight, right? 10 rounds.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So expect it, bro. What I'm saying is they're gonna go at it, and Blair's gonna take a little too much punch. You know what I'm saying? So they'll stop that fight.
What is the trainer's name of Rocha?
Hector.
I like that dude, man.
Yeah, the big. Hey, next time you're up here, we'll go see him.
Already.
All right. So I want to hear those howls because we have a draw and we have a single one right here. Who wants to go first, bro?
Go ahead, Jimmy.
Yeah, I want to hear what now?
How?
You got two.
Go ahead.
The Blair, the Flair, the woo.
No, I don't want to hear that. Woo! No, come on, man.
That's my motherfucking howl.
Woo! All right. Let's go to the main event, man. I think it's going to be a flush on this one. Virgil Ortiz versus Mikey McKinson. Who do we got on that one? I think all of us are going to go with the same one.
Man,
Yeah,
Virgil Ortiz
I'm
stands
looking
no
forward to
chance.
it.
What are we talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, what?
I'm kidding, guys. I'm so kidding. I'm fucking with y'all. Nah, go ahead, Steven.
Oh, I'm looking forward to getting this presser done early and getting home hopefully by 9:30.
Ow, damn.
Considering you're going to be by the USC area, I doubt you leave early.
Well, as long as Virgil takes care of business quickly, I will be very happy.
Yeah,
And I hope that happens. But I think
can take
Virgil
care of business
might
slowly.
KO before 6.
All right, Virgil before 6. Jimmy.
I have it 4th round knockout, bro. Virgil Ortiz. I've seen McKinson highlights, bro. He's sloppy. He has his head up. He has no business in the ring with Ortiz.
Damn. Stacks.
Same. I agree with Jimmy. 4th round knockout. Brutal.
Burn.
You asked to sleep knockout.
Damn, dog. Damn.
I'm in this fight. I am going to be reliving the Mikey Garcia knockout of Sledge whatever the hell his name was. Yeah, but yeah, that's exactly the knockout that we're going to get. The Mike that second round, second round slip under uppercut hook down, done, sleep. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go home. Second round KO.
So KO has it before the 6th. Jimmy and Stacks before in the 4th, and then you have it in the 2nd. That gives me the 3rd round. And I think actually it might even be the 1st round player, but I'm going to say this. The 3rd round, it's going to be, I don't know if it's brutal that puts him to sleep, but I think it's going to be one of those badass knockouts, man. So make sure you guys tune into that fight. Virgil's going to get it done. You know what I'm saying? Virgil will KO this dude. What's up, bro?
My only hope is that Virgil doesn't carry him just to get extra rounds in. You know what I mean? That's my only hope.
Yeah, put
maybe
that killer
YouTube,
instinct. Yeah, exactly, man.
All right, but I think he wants to show off, you know what I mean, for the home crowd. So
Manny
here we go,
Robles.
man. Huh?
I said with Manny Robles in there, I think Manny's gonna. I don't think Manny's gonna have him get rounds, man. I think Manny's gonna. If he can do it, do it.
Yeah.
All
right, guys. Here we go. KO Artist, let them know where you're gonna be dropping those videos, those interviews, man, and those games you do.
Yeah, on YouTube at KO Artist Sports. I'll put the link in the chat. But yeah, we got some good ones this week. I got Xander on it. I got Virgil playing Tiger Johnson. I got a couple other ones. So yeah, it's coming up. I hope you guys like it. If you guys have any suggestions, let me know how I can make that better. I got Virgil. Or, I'm sorry, I got Blair Cobb on it too. So yeah, I got some good ones coming in this week, and yeah, we'll be hitting all the stuff this week. Even 360's promotion on Thursday.
That's right.
We'll be doing their stuff too. So yeah, tune in.
All right, Jimmy Blue, give him the all access, Blair.
Listen, man, I appreciate everybody tuning in, man. It's your boy Jimmy Blue, Mr. All Access Elite Boxing. Look, shout out to my boy Boxing Ruckus, man, my boy Fernando, KO Artist, salute, man. I always see him at all the fights. Shout outs to Stacks, man. You know, everybody in here are extremely knowledgeable. They know their boxing. So it's always good just to kind of be able to kind of mesh with these guys. You know what I mean? Everybody doesn't necessarily have the same opinion, but we all respect each other's opinion because I think at the end of the day, we all have that knowledge and we all come together with that brotherhood. You know what I mean? But at the if you guys get a chance, man, check me out at All Access Elite Boxing on Facebook, All Access Elite Boxing on Instagram, Twitter, and if you're on YouTube, man, make sure you subscribe, man. All Access Elite Boxing for your latest content, interviews, and up-to-date news, man. So check us out, man. Much respect, much salute.
You know, as far as Steve goes, man, Steve is family. You guys, Ruckus, Fern, you guys are all family. And Jimmy, man. Jimmy was the first guy when I got to fight week, man, for Spence and Mikey Garcia, man. He was out there. He introduced himself to me, man. Good people, man. Nothing but love for you, Jimmy, man. Seriously.
Thank you, brother. Likewise,
man. Your family just as well, man. You're part of the boxing family. It's a small community, man.
Yes, sir.
And thank you, man, because we all got it. We all got to grind, man. Steve's grinding, you're grinding. We're all grinding. We're all doing the thing to make the sport better, man. We got to bring each other up, and that's what we're doing here, man. So, man, Steve's one of the hardest grinders out there, man. Seriously, man. And I appreciate you, Steve. Follow him, KO Sports. Follow All Access Elite Boxing, man. You follow these guys, man. These guys really put their heart and they put a lot of love into what they do, man. So give them a follow, you guys, man.
Appreciate you.
And then don't follow this guy. Go ahead, Fern. Fern. Give him your last take for Razor. Do for Razor.
Oh, you want me to? Okay, so I'm not really gonna say anything other than just what needs to be said. You know, if you grew up watching wrestling in the 90s, he was one of the biggest things there. One of the greatest ladder matches ever with Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 10. One of the catalysts and the jump-off points of the Monday Night War between WCW and the WWF and everything. And, dude, just a legend in the sport, you know. Never really won the big title at WWE, but everybody knew the talent he had. Everybody knew what he could do. And, man, he's going to be thoroughly missed. Thank God that, you know, the WWE does have the network and it's a streaming service. And if you did watch it and grew up watching it, you could relive it. And to generations going forward, they could see it. So even though he's lost physically, he will remain immortal due to being immortalized in what he did and streaming services that showcase what he did. So RIP Scott Hall, anybody that was a fan of his, we all feel your pain. And again, as Tony Sandoval said, bad times don't last. Bad guys do.
There you go, man.
Real quick, one more shout out, man, to Nancy's daughter, Camilla. Tomorrow is her birthday. Also, tomorrow's the birthday of my widowed wife, Cynthia Saldana. So tomorrow is her second birthday in heaven. So
big shout out to Cynthia, man. She was looking down on us, brother. All right. We love her. We miss her. And Camila, big shout outs too to Camila. All right. Happy birthday. Also, the Zone, don't forget to hit me up. Hit me up. I'll bring all of them. I'll bring them all.
Thursday night.
Get rid of that show.
Hey,
Thursday night.
Family reunion Thursday night. Montebello, Quiet Cannon. We got the 360 promotion, and we got Walsh, Colin Walsh, making his debut. He's from Ireland, man. Big kid. I think, what is he, a middleweight? 154, 160?
Yeah.
Big kid, man. So he was a highly touted prospect coming out of Ireland. He's a new signee from Tom Loeffler. And also one last shout out to our new fighter with Supreme Boxing that I'm doing a lot of marketing and branding for. He's a 21-time national champion. And I want to give a big shout out to Ernesto Tito Mercado, man. So
he's also a past guest.
Be on the look, past guest. So be on the lookout for Tito Mercado.
All right, guys. Who's gonna be us? Are we all gonna be at the Hollywood Fight Nights?
I won't.
Except for you won't. But Jimmy, I'm gonna talk to Tom. We gotta do a Hollywood Fight Nights in Texas, man. I want to do it in Texas too.
Already, man, let me know.
I'm gonna tell Tom because we gotta take it to Texas. All right, guys. That was a Boxing Rundown. See you guys all on Thursday at Montebello. If not, we'll see you guys in LA at the Galen Center.
That's right.
Everybody's gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you guys come and say hi. All right. Thank you very much. That was a Boxing Rundown.
Thanks for having me, man. Thanks for having me.
Always.
Guys, man. One love. Have a good night.
Shout out to y'all. Love.